Mm,
How are we doing, Coach?
I'm good. In fact, I look like an alien in this thing in my head. Isn't there a song by Sting, Illegal Alien, or something like that? Please.
Oh, by Sting. You'd have to ask my mom, not me.
Well, my wife met Sting last weekend. She skipped the game to go see Sting in Greensboro or wherever he was at. Had a great meet and greet. That tells you where I rate my family.
I mean, Sting,
She
for
thinks he's
that generation, I wouldn't skip it to meet him, but all right, it's 1:00, so we'll go ahead and get started. We might have a couple more people jump on.
good to see you guys again. We had 22 turnovers. Is that right? 22 against LSU. I went back and watched the film, and it's kind of what I thought. 13 unforced turnovers. 13. Two times we just stepped out of bounds. One time we traveled. One time we just didn't catch the ball. And 9 times we threw bad passes that were not deflected. Just jump passes because we were sped up or lazy passes. They did have 9 forced turnovers. 3 of those were deflected passes. 4 of those, they stole our dribble, and 2 times we charged. So, you're going to have some unforced turnovers in a game. I believe that to be true, but not 13. And I think that was obviously a big reason why we lost the game. The first 4 minutes are very important. We emphasized that. We were down 2. But then we got to the under 12 media and we were up 11-6 plus 5. They go on a 15-0 run, but turnovers weren't really the issue during that run. We only had 2. We had 6 bad possessions on offense, in my opinion. We missed 4 wide open missed shots. We got to make them. And we had 2 bad shots that led to poor defensive transition. Then we get to the middle 8, which would be the last 4 minutes of the half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. And at 4:09 to go, in the first half, we're down 2, 21-19. 2:33, we missed a wide open 3 to tie the game. And then it got bad. We finished the half with 3 unforced turnovers, another missed wide open 3, down 10 at half. Come out at second half, first 4 minutes, second half, 4 turnovers. So the middle 8, we had 7 turnovers. We were minus 13, and we lost by 14. So that was the game to me right there. I said I misspoke the other night. I told you I was bad at math. We played 85 minutes. 20 minutes in the first half, Oregon State were outstanding. 5 minutes in the first half or of the second half against Oregon State were good. 5 minutes in overtime. Obviously, we won. And I thought 15 minutes in the first half of the LSU game, we competed our tail off. Now, we competed hard the whole game, but we were in the game. Now, you have to go back and watch the game. And honestly, a lot of times when you watch film, it's never as good as you think it is, and sometimes it's never as bad. So we learned a lot from that game. We play tomorrow night. We've got a really tough challenge against a really good Northwestern team coming in at 5-1. They can really score the ball. They're averaging 81 points per game, shooting 48 from the field, 39 from 3, 78 from the line. I found it very impressive. They have 121 assists, only 52 turnovers. So they take care of the ball. And their defensive field goal percentage is 39%. Number 0, Bowie, is an outstanding point guard. He's averaging 17.5 points per game. He can score from 3. He can score off the bounce or a floater. 22, Nance is a really good 5'4", 4'5", averages 17 a game. Can play with his back to the basket, can shoot threes. Number 15, Young, is coming off the bench at 6'10", averaging 13 a game. He's shooting 70% from the field, 92 from the line. Coach Collins' team is very disciplined and well coached. He has experienced players. I think they do a good job adjusting to how you guard them throughout the game. They're hard to guard. It's going to be a big challenge. Questions?
Steve, what would you say are the biggest lessons you got out of the trip to Northwest Florida this weekend?
Well, number one, can't relax in the Oregon State game. You know, we did that in the first game against William and Mary, I thought. You know, we got to the 15 minutes left in the game. We got one more media timeout to go, and we put it away, and we did it. And we fouled. You know, we didn't defend, and then we fouled, and then we didn't score. You know, and so we could learn from that. But we played great offense in the first half. I think I pretty much covered that with the LSU game with my opening statement. Basically, if you don't take care of the ball, you don't have any chance to win. And you can't get sped up. Even though the team's trying to speed you up, you got to play at your pace. And we want to play fast. We don't want to play out of control. And I thought that they sped us up to the point where we had, again, 13 unforced turnovers. You know, now, you know, maybe somebody else watches the game and disagree with me, but that's the way I saw it. And so I think those are valuable lessons, you know, that we can learn from coming out of that. Played a physical team, you know, got to be able to play through contact without turning the ball over. And that'll help us moving forward.
Does that go back to your adage of you want the games to be like your practice, not like their practice? And in that game Saturday, that game was probably like an LSU practice, right?
That's exactly what were you in the locker room? You must have been in there, because that's exactly what I told the team after the game. I said, I could promise you, and I've never been to LSU's practice, but that game looked like their practice. They got it chaotic. And that's not how we practice. You guys have seen us practice. And so I still want to play fast. There's a fine line with that, though. But, yeah, I would say that's exactly what happened.
Steve, I know last year is last year, but I'm reminded of you wanted to play fast last year and realized you couldn't. There's a lot more leash with this team, I take it, to be able to not overreact to one game against LSU and getting sped up?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, we're going to play fast, and not going to let one game deter me from that, especially with all the guys that we have on a team that can do all the things that they can do. You know, it's one game out of 31.
Has that kind of been your message too the last couple of days to the team? Is just it's only one, and we got another one against Northwestern here?
Well, I haven't talked to him today, but yesterday, you know, we watched film, and we had practice. And yeah, I mean, I've told him we got, you know, that's why you play these games. You play to learn about yourself, about your team. We all have to look in the mirror and see what we have to do to fix it, and we got to go fix it. And so, yeah, you learn from it and you move on. I mean, Northwestern is going to be a totally different game than style of play than LSU. I mean, I don't know how many teams will play like LSU, maybe NC State. I'm sure Duke will get out there and pressure us a whole bunch, but I don't know how many teams in our league really honestly play that way. You know, we'll see. I haven't seen everybody play, but so I think Northwestern will be a little bit more of a team that we'll probably kind of see in our league, maybe. I don't know. I haven't, you know, we'll see.
Steve, I know you said earlier in the season, you're building towards the end goal, the end of the season. You don't want to peak too early development. You mentioned earlier that you only played like 30 minutes of good basketball here, but you guys competed and you found a way to win. How important is that down the line for you guys to know that, hey, look, we might not have played our best basketball, but not only can we compete, but we can win as you develop towards reaching that peak?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great way of putting it. That's the glass half full and not half empty. Yeah, I mean, it's all lessons to be learned, you know. I mean, listen, we had some games in those first 5 where we played for 40 minutes. You know, we played probably lesser competition than what we see in the ACC, but we did what we had to do. We played well. You know, we didn't down there for a whole 40 minutes, and we'll have to do that soon because we play an ACC game here on Saturday. You know, and so, but yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. I think that they understand. Listen, they haven't lost any confidence. I can promise you that. I mean, they still believe that they're good. I mean, the sky is not falling here. It's one game, and so that's the great thing about basketball. I've always said that's the difference between football and basketball is, we have to have a short memory because we're going to play again on Tuesday night. Football has one game a week, and they have to, the fans got to stew over it and whatever they do and talk about it. And you have to go on some podcast and talk about it or whatever you do or radio or blah, blah, blah. We got to keep playing. We don't have a long time to prepare either. And that was another issue with LSU. I don't make excuses, but we didn't even practice. We just played, and that's not a type of team that you don't want to have any practice for, but we didn't. But they didn't either. They enforced their will on us more than we did on them, and that's why they won.
Thanks, Steve. I got like 3 podcasts lined up in the next 2 days, and I think radio.
You want me to come on? You want me to come on my expert analysis for football?
I would like you to sub for 1 or 2 of them. I mean, one of them's at like 8:30 tomorrow night, so that might interfere with your schedule.
Yeah.
You mentioned, I think inadvertently, you said challenge a couple times in your opening statement. Is there any excitement for you to be in the ACC Big Ten Challenge?
Yeah, there is. I mean, I grew up, in a Big Ten town. I'm from Lone Tree, but it's 10 miles from Iowa City. And so I grew up going to Big Ten basketball games, and I grew up at a time too when there was honestly, there was maybe one game a year on television. I know that's hard to believe, but maybe one Iowa game a year till, 1980, they went to the Final Four. Got on there a little bit more, but I think it's exciting to be a part of it. I know and understand the history of the Big Ten, and it's a great league, and we have great leagues, so it's a great matchup. And there's probably some really good ones. I haven't really honestly looked at the schedule to see who everybody else is playing, but I know the Big Ten's got some really good teams, and we do too, and it should be fun. But I'm excited to be a part of it.
What's Isaiah's reaction to like his play and lack of production in the LSU game? He was 0 for 7, didn't really get any boards, really, and his time on the court didn't really do much for you.
Yeah, I didn't really ask him. I don't know. I'm sure he wasn't very happy. I mean, he didn't say a whole lot. I reiterated to the whole team that, everybody's got to do more than just score, not just him. I didn't call him out. There's other ways to be productive to help the team win, defending, rebounding, assists, deflections, steals, whatever. Take charges, encourage your teammates. So there's a lot of things you can do to affect the scoreboard that doesn't show up in the box score even. And so I didn't really have that kind of discussion with him. But knowing Zay, he's a very conscientious person and a very conscientious player. So I'm sure, it bothered him.
Did Davian have the response that you wanted to see from him not starting the second half?
Yeah. I mean, I thought he played better. I still thought he missed a lot of open shots. He's going to make. That's not concerning to me. I don't think he's defending like he needs to be defending, but he's not the only one. And that will be addressed by me in about 2 hours, and film again and then on the court. But yeah, I mean, Davian's not a powder. I mean, come on. You got to understand, the kid scored 1,000 points in his career in 92 games. He only started 30 games at East Tennessee State. That's about it. I mean, I saw in our media notes or something, he started 34 games his last year at East Tennessee State, Lucy. He only started 12. And the only reason why I know that is because we won 12 in a row after I did it. And so I looked like I don't know if I look like a genius or dumb, but yeah, I don't think that kind of stuff bothers him. I really don't. I think that he's a team player, and he knows he's going to play, but I just didn't think he was playing very well. And it wasn't just scoring. I didn't think he was doing a good job running our team. He didn't have an assist in the game. Neither one of our point guards had an assist. I'm not sure I've ever coached a game where that's happened, but I'd have to go back and look. It's been a long time. But there's more to the game than just putting it in the hole.
To his credit, he did, when I asked him about it after the game, he did say his reaction when you told him he wasn't starting was, all right, let's get it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and I think I really believe that all of our guys would be that way, and I think it's because they like each other and care about each other, and that'd be a selfish thing to say, well, I'm not starting, and somebody else is, I'm going to pout about it. It's just a feel I had, and we went with it, and listen, there's nothing is set in stone around here. Okay. Everything's going to be earned. And we got to take a hard look at those kind of things. Minutes played, what your plus minus is when you're playing. There's a lot of things that you can look at. A lot of you analytical guys like that kind of stuff. I just kind of like the eye test, what I see, what I don't see, or what I smell, what I don't smell. And, so it'll happen again throughout the year, I'm sure. But we'll keep getting better.
Am I to infer by your reaction to one of my tweets earlier last week that you don't like pumpkin pie?
Despise it. It's not that I don't like it. I despise it. I wouldn't put it in my mouth. Okay. Now, I do drink pumpkin coffee. Okay. I don't know why. But pumpkin pie? Oh, no. Apple pie? Yeah. But try not to eat that kind of stuff right now. It's been hard. Thanksgiving it was tough, but I did it. We had a great meal, right, Lucy? Great meal in Destin. Somebody got on me about saying we're playing in Destin. Listen, I know where Destin is. I know where Niceville is. We stayed in Destin at the hotel. We played in Niceville. Okay. And if you have to drive from Niceville to Destin on the Friday after Thanksgiving past two malls, it's going to take a while because we had our practice on, was it Friday? Yeah, we had our pregame practice on Friday, and it was about a 10-minute drive up to the gym where we were practicing. It took us an hour to get back. Yeah. So, no pumpkin pie.
So what is your normal dessert on Thanksgiving then?
I didn't have any.
I said normal. This year isn't normal.
I had bread pudding the night before, though. I cheated. With rum sauce on it. I don't know. I mean, I'm a cranberry guy. I guess that's not really dessert. I just have to say apple pie. I don't know. I mean, my grandma used to make rhubarb pie, but that was disgusting. This has turned into a Mike Leach thing here. I could probably start talking about pie. But in fact, speaking of pie, my mentor who hired me out of college to get me started at Southwestern Community College, Bill Krejci's coming today to the game, or tomorrow. He's coming tonight. But his nickname, and I've nicknamed him Bill Piehead Krejci. All right. So Piehead will be here today, and I will ask him what his favorite pie is too. But I'd have to go with apple.
Okay. On that note.
Thanks, Steve.
Anybody have anything else?
Are we done?
I think unless you want to keep talking about pie, I think we can wrap it up.
I don't really, Yeah, I mean, I like lemon pie. I like strawberry pie. That's about it. I don't eat mincemeat pie. I guess is that a pie? I don't know. All right. I mean, I'm sure I've enlightened your day, and I gotta go to practice.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Hey, Coach.